Hello, welcome to the Groove Junction, episode 74. Thank you for joining us. Now, this is episode 74, take 5. Run into some technical issues on recording, and I did have a guest and a co-host, DJ John Lowe. I'm going to get him on next week. Hopefully, this is going to work. But again, thank you and welcome to the Groove Junction, episode 74, guys. Week 2 of 2026. This is the DJs podcast for DJs made by DJs. So, welcome. We are kindly supported by our friends at Wolf Mix, and we are watched in over 30 countries across the globe. So, without further ado, let's get into the rundown this week, which is sponsored by the Pro Mobile magazine.
The Groove Junction Rundown is sponsored by Pro Mobile magazine, the magazine that's got it all. It's a game changer. They don't just do surface-level reviews, they dive deep with real practical insights. And the interviews? They feature some heavy hitters sharing seriously valuable advice. But it's not just about DJ gear. They cover everything. Marketing techniques, and even the latest tech trends like AI, which is super relevant right now. Honestly, if you're serious about your DJ career, you need to check them out. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive deal just for the Groove Junction listeners. You can subscribe right now by searching Pro Mobile Magazine and hitting the subscribe button. Just use our special code GroovePMSUB for a 25% discount on your first year's subscription, which is 6 magazines delivered to your door. That's Pro Mobile Magazine. Don't miss out.
Thank you, Pro Mobile. Well, I'll be honest, guys. Quite a Q week, if I'm honest. Had New Year's Eve, which was great. Lots of equipment out, really, really good. Late finish, but it's always good. Booked up for next year as well, which is fantastic. The only other thing I've really been doing this week, I've been preparing for a party that I've got later on this week. I've been doing my books as well. Books have got to go in by the 31st of January to the accountant. So I've been going through those as well. And every year I say the same thing. I need to be more organised. I need to put this in this, and I never do. And then it's a rush. In January, it's a rush to get them across. But so if you have got to get your books over to your accountant, get on with it. You don't want to be getting a fine come the 31st of January. So, that is pretty much all I have done this week so far. So, very short rundown there. But thank you, Pro Mobile Magazine. Now, I am on my own again. But it's not a problem. As I say, we had some technical issues with the recorder. We recorded a podcast and the platform that I used just was not working. So I'm hoping that by using a different laptop, everything is going to work fine. So fingers crossed, but we will get John Lowe back next week. And I've got some other guest lines up as well. Dan Ross is coming on. Danny Drayton's coming on. Peter Holding's going to come on. They're talking about Peter Holding, the Pro Mobile conference being held in Solihull in March. Now, last podcast I said that Jay Cunningham from JBL is going to be there. He is going to be there. He's still going to be there. But I told you that he was going to be talking about speaker placement and sound dispersal and that sort of thing. I've got that wrong. I'm afraid I got that all wrong. What he's going to be doing, he's going to be talking about, I've written it down so I'll get it right. He's a keynote speaker, and he's going to be talking about the ultimate digital management guide. Now, we all carry thousands upon thousands of tracks, whether it be on our laptops, drives, whether you're a standalone controller like the Prime 4, you've got an SSD underneath or whatever. We carry thousands and thousands of tracks. Now, average party is 4 to 5 hours long. You know, if you're lucky, you may pay 100 tracks out of that, thousands upon thousands. So what Jay is going to do is going to tell us how to organize and centralize your music collection on your laptop as well. So that's going to be held on the Monday, I believe, of the conference, which I say is up in Solihull in March. So looking forward to that. I'm going to go to that because I've got like thousands upon thousands of tracks on my laptop that I literally paid probably about 100 of them. And that's about it, really. So looking forward to that. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get some tips and tricks from Jay on that one. So looking forward to that. Now, talking about the conference, another keynote speaker has just been booked in. I got this information today. Elliot Kennedy. If you don't know who Elliot Kennedy is, he is a composer, songwriter, a record producer. He's based in the UK in Sheffield. He's a Grammy Award winner. He's a Ivor Novello Award winner. He is a Golden Globe nominee together with Gary Barlow. Now, he has worked with some of the artists that we play their music at most of our parties. You know, if you haven't played any of these artists that I'm just about to read out, then there's something wrong. All right. So he has worked with some of the acts, including Spice Girls, Celine Dion, Boyzone, Blue, S Club 75, Billy Piper, Atomic Kitten, Bryan Adams, Mel C. The list goes on and on and on and on. He's going to be there. He's going to be doing a one-on-one quick Q&A as well with you as well. I believe that's on the Sunday. So looking forward to that. Now, there are still tickets available for the Pro Mobile Conference. There's not many tickets left, to be fair, but there are, and it is well worth going. It really is. I've been to the conference up there in Solihull and absolutely loved it. I pulled a lot out of it, and the networking side was fantastic. I got to know DJs from all over the country, which is great. Which has helped us here at the Groove Junction as well. Which talking to gets on, and so we get to know their story and their journey through this industry, which has been fantastic. So the networking side is great. So if you haven't got your ticket and you want to come, I tell you, it's definitely come along because they've got some great keynote speakers. It's a great weekend. It's the Sunday and the Monday as well, and it's great. They do a day pass, but if you want to come to the full session, then do. I'll be there for the full session. I'm meeting quite a few people at the bar as it goes. John Lowe, I'm going to meet at the bar, and Danny Drayton, I'm going to meet at the bar. So if you are coming along, meet me at the bar. Yeah, for the networking side of it. So yeah, so Pro Mobile Conference, jump online, grab your ticket. So we're into the new year. Now, I have spoken about in the past about using this opportunity to maintain your equipment, cables, lights, speakers, whatever it is. And I stand by that. I've only got sort of 6 parties booked for January, but I have already started doing some maintenance and bits and pieces. Now, I was hoping to have John with us today and hoping to get the recording done with him and share us about his new year. But I do know that he has been busy, and I know that he's got around about 10 parties booked up for January, which is fantastic. So one of the things I did ask him is, I'll ask you as well, has anyone set themselves any goals for 2026? Now, last year, I set myself the goal of getting rid of all my cardboard boxes that I carry my lights and that in. Get rid of all the cardboard boxes and buy proper flight bags, flight cases, that sort of thing, which I did. And apart from my mirror ball and mirror ball bracket are the only things that are not in boxes now at the moment. Even the light stands, they've all got proper black carriers and all of that, but it's just my mirror ball that I need to go and get some sort of a box or a bag or whatever it is for the mirror ball. So, but I did that last year. That was my goal. And I'll tell you something, pulling up to an event and pulling all the boxes out, it looks so much nicer than looking up with a cardboard box. It really does look professional. It looks a lot better. Now, I know a friend of mine, Mike Reed, he's got all his stuff is in bags, all branded up and everything. It looks amazing, absolutely amazing. Where you've invested in your equipment, you've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on your equipment, protect it. Invest in the bags, the covers, the cases, that sort of thing. Definitely do it, because even though you are handling your equipment like you would do a newborn baby, right? It's easy to get your stuff scratched, scuffed up. Very, very easy to do that. So protect your equipment. So that was my goal last year. Did that. The other goal was to get a bigger vehicle, and I did that as well. So I got a nice bigger vehicle as well. It's not a van, it's like a people carrier, but with the seats down, I can fit, a black setup and a white setup in there. So which is great. So for this year, I want to look at condensing the amount of equipment I take out with me. Now, New Year's Eve, I went out and I took so much gear. I took so much gear. I think they had just short of 50 lights in total with all the 8 Lab stuff that I was going out, moving heads, mirror ball, backdrop, selfie pod, all that. I'm going to look into condensing my setup down a little bit. Now I know there are DJs that go out there with just a couple of moving heads and that is it. Some go out with moving heads and uplighters, and the effect is still just as good. It's amazing. It is really, really good. And let's be honest, we can't use haze or smoke in a lot of our venues. So the use of moving heads with gobos is sometimes pointless. I've programmed my Wolf mix up with, to be fair, all the gobos are just open gobos. I don't use the gobos very, very, unless it's a wedding, I'll put the hearts on or something like that. But other than that, they're all pretty much open gobos, unless I've got haze. If I've got haze, then I will use the gobos because they give off a great effect. But most of the time it's just an open go. So I'm thinking about condensing down my equipment. And what made me think about this is the party I've got this Saturday coming up. I'm in the tightest, the smallest of areas, really, really tight, really, really small. So I'm literally going to be taking 8 uplighters and 2 moving heads. That is literally all I'm going to have space for in my controller and my stand. That is all I'm going to have space for. And I'm thinking, the venue's quite big, but the area I'm in is quite small, like for where the DJ sets up. So I'm thinking, let's condense it down a little bit. And I was going through my lockup as well between Christmas and New Year, and I think, right, don't use that, don't use that, don't use that. Haven't used that for a year. So I'm going to be sort of giving some of my equipment away to help people out. Friend of ours on the Silent Disco tour, James, I'm going to be giving him a, what's it called? Bar thing. I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, crikey. It's got about 4 or 5 different lights on it. I honestly can't remember what it's called. So it'll come to me. But I'm going to donate that. I'm going to give that to him to give him a little bit of a head start with what he's planning this year. I'll give him the stand as well. So a gig bar. That's what it is. It's a gig bar. I'm going to give him that, help him out. And I've got some uplighters as well, that are like powered uplighters. I think they're the Equinox Hexes or something like that. They're round ones, but they're mains, and most of my stuff is battery operated now. So donate them to someone, help me out, give them a bit of a head start and all of that. People say, "Oh, you should sell it. You should sell it." Yeah, maybe. But when I was starting off, I didn't have any money. I think my first controller was like 50, 60 quid from Maplin. Yeah, do you remember Maplin? Maplin. The good thing about Maplin is if ever you needed a cable very quickly, bosh, they were there, and there was a Maplin everywhere. But there you go. So that's kind of where I am now. I know I've spoken about it before, and I've noticed it more, especially over the New Year, the Christmas period. I personally was flat out. I had a lot of work on children's parties, Christmas discos, and although all my parties have been pretty local, I've been quite fortunate. But there was a party I did down in Kent, and I had to drive back along the 25, and the 25 was closed and got diverted and this and the other. One of the things is that I jumped in the car, fine, no problems, about 1 o'clock in the morning, packed up, everything like that. And I'm driving along and I felt fine. And I sort of got round to the M25 where the closure, or just before the closure, and I felt my eyes getting heavy. And opened the window a little bit. Now, I don't smoke or anything like that. I had a drink in my car, but that was about it. And I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to pull over. I'm going to pull over in the services or a lay-by or whatever. And luckily, there was some services. So I pulled over into some services, got out, stretched my legs, had a little walk about, got some fresh air. And I did feel fine. I felt okay. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a little power nap. So I had a little 20-minute power nap. Locked the car up, obviously. So a bit of a scaredy cat, someone coming knocking on my door or whatever. Had a little power nap, 20 minutes, and woke up and bosh, I set my alarm, bosh, and away I went, and it was fine. And I know getting home, I got home like a half hour later, which was a bit of a bind, but at least I got home. And I think that had I not taken that 20-minute power nap and stretched my legs, I don't know whether I would have, I probably would have done, but it's not worth taking the risk. And the diet around Christmas is shocking. I don't think anybody eats anything healthy. I only have vegetables on my plate to make it look colourful. I don't eat them. So the diet isn't great. Long hours, you're tired, it's dark, the weather was rubbish. I took 20 minutes out, had a little power nap, and I was good to go. So definitely look after yourselves on that score, all right? Not just your diet. It's so easy just to grab a McDonald's at the end of the night. It's quick and easy. You don't even have to get out the car, do you? You shouldn't eat it while you're driving along, but people do. But you could pull over 5 minutes, have something to eat, and away you go. That does do you. And you get home and you literally go to bed, don't you? It just lays on your stomach. Think about your diet. Think about your rest you've had, sleep, and all of that as well. Definitely do that as well. All right. Right. We're going to have a quick break, and I will be straight back with you. I'll see you guys after the break. Welcome back. Groove Junction, episode 74. Guys, remember you can listen to the podcast on all your major podcast providers and also on YouTube and Spotify if you want to see this beautiful face. Who am I kidding? Now, listen, guys, 2026, we're into it already. Now, one of the guests that I am pulling in back onto the show later on, or very soon, in the next few weeks, is Dan Ross. Now, Dan Ross has built a CRM just for DJs. All right. Now, I think it's called Planning Beats. Absolutely amazing platform. It really, really is. I've been watching it. I've been speaking to him. I've watched like the videos that he's done, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to get Dan on the show and he's going to tell us a little bit more about it. Now I have spoken to a few DJs who's still not using a CRM. Now, whether that be because they're set in their ways with pen and paper, Word and Excel or whatever, or whether it's just because they don't want to pay out for it, whichever it is, it doesn't matter. But there is systems out there to help you with your paperwork side of things, your office admin side of things. Now, I use a system called Studio Ninja. I was introduced to this by our friend DJ247 and Funky TJ, and I've been using it. I've adapted it. Now, Studio Ninja is predominantly made for photographers, but I've adapted it to work for me as a DJ, and it works great. It works fantastic. Everything is there. I could be out shopping, a lead can come in, a quote can be sent, and I literally have to tap one button. For me, Studio Ninja works at the moment, but I am looking to move over to Planning Beats. But if you haven't got a CRM system, it changed my business. It absolutely changed my business. People paying me so much easier. Click the button, pay, done. I can see when people have opened the email. When you used to get people, I didn't get the email. So, yeah, you did. You opened it on the 10th of January at 3:35 a.m. or whatever. The CRM's really, really helped me. I can see how busy I was last year compared to this year, comparisons, that sort of thing. So if you haven't got a CRM and you think it's something that you might want and something that you think that may aid you in your business and all that, definitely check out, there's a number of them out there. There is a number of them out there. There is Studio Ninja and there is DJ Planning Beats as well. I'm sure that's what it's called. I hope I got it right. I really do. I'm not as organised as Matty. Matty's very organised. He's he's very good with all that. He's got all the buttons that he pushes and everything, and he knows what he's talking about. Me, yeah, I spent the last year just sitting there having a chat with him. Now I've had to think about stuff now. But yeah, so Sarah and Dan's going to come on and going to tell us a little bit about that. John Lowe's going to come on next week. We're going to get him back on, and he's going to tell us a few stories and see where he's going in 2026. DJ Danny Drayton as well. We're going to get him on, as well as Peter Holding as well. We're going to get him on to tell us all about the Pro Mobile conference. Now, listen, guys, as I said, just a short one. Technical issues, been an absolute nightmare trying to get this episode out, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this one is going to work. Okay, what am I doing this week? So all I've got this weekend is a 40th birthday. I've done parties for this family before. Love it. Great crowd. There'll be about 100 people or so there in a pub. Very small setup, literally 2 moving heads, 8 uplighters. That's literally all I'm going to have space to take with me. So looking forward to that. And then hopefully, all being well and technical issues sorted out, we'll have John Lowe on next week as my guest and co-host. And Sophie Lou, I forgot Sophie Lou. I love Sophie Lou. Sophie Lou is going to be on the show as well. I just need to tuck her up and see when she's available. There we go. Listen, guys, as a short one for you, feel free to message, email, whatever you want to do. If you've got a question or anything, if I know the answer, I'll give you the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it out for you, and I'm more than willing to help you out. Myself and Matty, any of us here at the Groove Junction will always help you out. That's what this is about. It's about learning. It's a learning platform to talk about our experience, bits and pieces, and pass it on. If you're new to the industry, don't be scared with all the stuff you see online and the criticisms that some people see online. And some people are very cutting, to be fair. We're not like that. There is no such thing as a silly question, guys. If you think, well, what do I do about this? And you think it's the most obvious question, well, but I don't know the answer. Just ask. We've probably asked the question ourselves, and that's why we know the answer. So feel free to reach out to us here at the Groove Junction. Just PM us. No problem at all. Or you can drop a comment on the bottom of the YouTube there. All right. As I say, we are on all the major podcast providers, and we are on Spotify and YouTube as well. Now, guys, I will see you next week for the next episode of the Groove Junction. And as I always say, I wish you safe and I wish you well. Look after yourselves and look after each other. Until next time, be lucky.